Welcome aboard, everybody, to another episode of OG55 Live. We got Mr. Theme Park Wizard in the house, fresh off his trip to Orlando. First time at Epic Universe. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. What did Mr. Wizard think of Epic Universe? We're going to pick his brain on this up next here on OG55. Let's go. Hey, we got two West Coasters over here, Wizard. What you gonna do, man? West Coast.
I ain't got nothing to say but West Side.
Welcome aboard, everybody, to another episode of OG55. I got Mr. Theme Park Wizard with me today. Wizard has been a friend of the channel for a really, really long time. Really passionate theme park fan, really passionate Universal fan. So I'm really, really curious to kind of pick his brain on what he thought of Epic Universe, his first time at this brand new park. But before we dive in, Mr. Wizard, it's so good to see you, man. How you doing?
Good to see you. As you said, yes, I've been a friend of the channel since I was in the womb 29 years ago.
Sure.
And and now we're here 29 years later. But I'm doing fantastic. This lovely little background you see is about to change in 1 week's time. We'll be in the same area but a different unit. So this will be a new background. You'll see it'll be pretty exciting. We already ordered all our furniture. That's right. Nearly 10 grand. But we still got it. And it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to have it set up next week.
Love it. I love it. Now, where can everybody find you on social media?
You can find me at Theme Park Wizard on X, on Blue Sky, on Twitter, on Instagram. You can book your Epic Universe trips with me. And you can, whatchamacallit? What else? Oh, that's right. Semi little announcement. I'm halfway done with my unofficial Universal Studios Hollywood guide. So hopefully I can get that out by the summertime in stores or on Amazon. Woohoo!
There he is. There he is. Everybody, we love Theme Park Wizard. You make sure you follow, subscribe to him on YouTube, all the social media platforms. If you're a passionate theme park fan, if you're into Universal, you have got to follow Mr. Theme Park Wizard. We got Tim in the house. What's going on, Tim? We got there he is. There he is. Then we got Storybook Sorceress. What is going on, Storybook? We also have Jesse Adventure and the one and only Mr. Robert White. All right, so
Robert White, I tried my best. He was working at Helios when I was there, and I tried our best to cross paths, but I was so busy. But we're keeping in contact. Shout out to Robert White. We're trying to meet up.
there we go. Yeah, no, Robert's a good dude, man. I talked to him yesterday on the phone. He's a really good dude. I'm hoping to meet up with him very soon as well.
And he's coming out here. I don't know if you want me to tell you that, Rob, but yes, he's coming to California. I won't say where because privacy, but he's coming out here. So who? I'm going to try to meet up with him, of course, at Universal and OG. You should try to meet up too, if you can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, speaking of Mr. Wizard and his content, I'm going to actually play one of his videos, his recent videos for
me.
Yeah, exactly. But from his trip from Epic Universe in the background while we talk about it. Now, Mr. Wizard, let's talk about this. So you went down to Epic Universe with your lovely wife, Elizabeth, right? You guys.
Yes.
How many days did you get? How many days did you spend at Epic Universe? Was this 1 day or a couple days?
So we went. Let's see. We went. I guess one full day, but it was spread over 2 days because we had express to all 3 parks. So we went half of 1 day, and then we went at nighttime on Sunday before we went home. So we started the trip off with Epic, and we ended it epically.
That's great. That's great. Okay, so now you and I, we actually we hung out with our good friend Alan from Almighty Coasters just the other day. We got a few drinks, we got some food. It was a lot of fun. So I kind of know a little bit behind the scenes what your take on this park is. There's definitely a lot more positive than negative. So let's just get the negative out of the way, and then we can really dive into all the positive, because the positive definitely outweighs the negative.
Mm-hmm.
What were some of the negative things, just to get that out of the way, with Epic Universe before we go into anything else?
So, okay, so let's see, negative. You know what, Mr. Allen, Mr. OK Universe has tons of negativity things to say, I would say. But for me, now I have the Express, so it can be different. But also, I'm a theme park fan. You know, important to note, Alan is a fantastic guy, but he literally is called Almighty Coasters. So it's a kind of a different goal there, I feel like.
That's
But
true.
for a theme park fan, like you, OG, you like we can kind of just go in here and just I can hang out in Celestial Park all day, honestly. But we'll get
Yeah.
to that. But I I can see what you call it. A negative, probably the biggest negative, would be the ride capacity for
Yeah.
some of these things. Like Donkey Kong, oh, one of my favorites, but there's only 4 people per cart, so yeah, it leads to really long waits. Even though Epic Universe itself is still on limited capacity, as they said on the earnings calls. Donkey Kong, for example, can be like it was like 3 hours when we were there because there's just four carts and there's only a certain amount of carts on the track at the time. So long waits. If you don't have the express, it could be a little bit of a long wait. But if you don't mind splitting up in your party and you don't want to spend money on the express, I believe all but 2 rides have single rider, so that could be a decent option. Um,
Yeah.
if you don't want to shell out the express money, but also don't want to wait in the long line. So I feel like that's the biggest negative ride capacity. The highest capacity rides are Monsters and Stardust Racers. And some of the rides, still got some kinks to work out, like with hiccups and stuff, and some of the animatronics. And like Super Nintendo, well, there's so many. Of course, some are gonna be broken, but only like people like you and me would really zero in on that.
Yeah.
All these kids were having a great time. They probably didn't notice what was working or not working. But yeah, I feel like those two, man, some animatronic issues, and Nintendo and capacity were like the biggest negatives. Did it affect my
Yeah.
experience? No, but it could affect, especially the ride times could affect someone else's experience without express.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that before too with the capacity, but I do hear a lot of rumors, and you are much more in tune with. And big shout, by the way, to Ron Burner. We love Ron. What's going
Well,
on,
Ron,
Ron?
yes, I just saw him on last week at Universal. He's going towards a studio tour with his family.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ron's a great dude. We love Ron. But you're right. I've heard, and I think our buddy Alan mentioned this as well. But not just you and Alan, but I've heard other people mention the capacity is an issue for this park. But you're tapped into the Universal rumor mill and this and all that stuff, and we're already hearing that Universal, and I think even actually officially, even Comcast mentioned they want to expand Epic Universe. Like that's a priority for them. So it seems like Comcast is aware of this problem. So I think it's going to
Yeah,
be rectified. I mean, you
yeah,
know, give a few years.
yeah. It's gonna expand. Not only they're building a new Harry Potter ride, but also they're expanding in other ways that we won't see. Like for example, they're getting really working on getting more ride vehicles on the track at the same time for like Ministry of Magic and like Donkey Kong and like hiccups. A lot of audio issues sometimes. The main thing hiccups doesn't why it doesn't work is because the audio issues on the train because it has on ride music and stuff. So once they get those fixed out, they can get constantly more trains on the track at the same time. So things like that. Also, plus new rides that they're building will help increase the capacity in the short and long term. So, hey, it's not even a year old yet. So I'm sure, like you said, by a year two, it'll be much more operationally better than it is now. It already is now operationally better than obviously it was in May. We're at today, the 25th is exactly what it's 7 months since it's open. So they've gotten a drastic improvements already. So I'm excited to see where they keep taking it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. But this really rings true for any new park. The
Mhm.
hardest thing is just getting the thing built. Like the biggest
Exactly. Yeah.
right, is just getting it built. So even with out here in California, right? Like with Disney,
Mhm.
the hardest part was just getting DCA built. Now that it's built, we can go in there and beautify and plus it and add to it. Same
Yeah,
with
exactly. And even things like, Tiana's when it was here. I mean, sure, it's breaking down sometimes, but it doesn't break down nearly as much as it did, when it first opened. So, it takes a few months to really work out these kinks of what have they got going on here.
yeah, and you brought it up, Wizard, earlier on in the video, and you're absolutely right. I am a vibes guy, so I think I would agree with you. Um, I think I would agree with you in terms of like Epic Universe. Like this is gorgeous, right? This is absolutely gorgeous.
Mhm.
I could just walk around. I don't even need rides. Like I'm not that guy. I could walk around like this and just have a go eat, go grab a drink, hang out, enjoy this stuff, man, and I'm good. Like seriously, I think I would absolutely fall in love with this park. And as the park ages, it'll either even get more beautiful, right?
Oh,
Where it's like
that
the
is,
trees
I
will
would
fill
say,
in and
another
all that,
negative.
right?
Yes, that is, and that's another negative that will correct itself because, like I said, snows. It's same thing, like you said, with DC at Grizzly Peak. Now it's all lush, right? But when it opened, it was obviously bare bones. So in the Florida summer, it was beautiful when we went this time. But if it was very hot outside, being in Celestial Park could be quite daunting because there's really like no shade. A lot of benches, but no shade, and that's something that'll obviously grow in over time. So it's a negative that what's a temporary negative because over and there's Elizabeth and temporary negative that will grow over in like 3 years. It should be much more lush than it is right now. So but just beware, y'all know how Florida is. So it could be a little bit daunting in Celestial Park. It's very, very sunny over there in the summertime. So just bring your hats for a few years, bring a little the neck fans and
Absolutely.
and get that freestyle machine because we got that and being able to fill up sodas every few hours is pretty awesome.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
absolutely,
and I
absolutely.
wanted
And
to
as
answer Remy's question
oh yeah, absolutely.
because this one here was the one thing that pleasantly surprised me the most. I have to say, it was Celestial Park. I couldn't believe this thing. Not only was it
Wow.
humongous, but it was so beautiful. I said, man, if we took all the rides away, this is nicer than many city parks in many areas. I could just sit there all day long. I was like, what? And then the music, boy, the music. No one really talks about the music, but the soundscape and the soundtrack. I think they're working on. I hope they're working on putting out, an album for it because it's 40 hours. I think it's 40 hours or 400 hours. Anyway, it's a lot of hours of original music that they composed for just Celestial Park, and it
That's
was
incredible.
just gorgeous. And even the Nintendo music, they weave that Nintendo music that you hear in our Super Nintendo world, they weave it into this celestial vibe, so it really fits in the park. I was so impressed. I was like, "Wow, that's one of my favorite parts." And it's like it's that is my probably my favorite Universal music, followed by the Islands of Adventure music because that was like incredible stuff. You know, I was blown away.
Well, let me tell you this. I've heard you're not the first person I've heard say that, Wizard, where a lot of people have walked away from Epic Universe saying, "You know what?
Mhm.
I'm kind of shocked. Like Celestial Park is like like my favorite thing, like it's gorgeous." So like would you say the pictures, the videos like don't do the justice? Like when you go, it just
You
hits
know,
way
they
different.
really don't. They look great, like even in my own video, but when you're there, it's just so. I feel like as a little like tiny ant. I mean, these fountains are massive. I'm like, whoa! And then there's these little walkways that you can. There's the main walkways, but these little walkways that kind of go. And if you watch, I just watched Ricky's video. That I wonder if we were there at the same time because he's posting videos like for a week now. And so I wonder if we were there on the same day. But he was talking about all these little pathways in Celestial Park that purposely don't like cross over, so you don't use them as a crossing path. And they're just like it's almost like Tom Sawyer's Island, where you just there's like little pathways. You just go and investigate and explore, and there's benches, and all of them though are surrounded by these LED lights, and then these waterways. And I'm like, wow.
Well,
And
I gotta ask,
it's the
you,
water the
Wizard.
whole time.
I gotta ask you, Wizard, while we're on this shot right here,
Mhm.
on video, this thing looks freaking crazy. What were your thoughts walking up to this? Because I'm sure in person it's even more overwhelming.
Oh my, yeah, this Harry Potter land was crazy. It was massive because I mean these are like full scale buildings. I mean that's basically almost how tall they are in France. So it's it was really 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 cool. I was like that was incredible. Funnily enough, though, out of all the reveals, I'd say this was my third favorite reveal because the How to Train Your Dragon one, the Dark Universe one, was like blow me away. And this one did too. But I mean, the detail of this land is incredible. It feels like the least Harry Potter land out there because it's just France. But the detail of France was like so good. And the
Yeah.
butterbeer crepe at one of these restaurants is the best dessert I've ever had.
You and
I
Alan,
can,
you, me and Alan, we hung out like last
Mhm,
Friday, right? We went to our
mhm.
bar chat spot, right? We were all hanging out, and you guys talked about that crepe, the crepe, or whatever. How do you, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not French. I'm
Me
sorry,
neither.
but you guys are talking about it now. I love the food at Three Broomsticks, right? I always talk to
Mhm.
you about the apple pie. I can eat that thing all day long. The crepe sounded amazing, dude, and you can only get it here, right? You can't get it at any other
No, you
Wizarding
can
World.
only get it here, and you just take a bite, and I don't know what gel or what they use inside of it, but whatever it is was just like melted, like literally melted on my tongue. I was like, oh,
Uh, Dude,
what
that is
is
crazy.
this? If
That
I
is
didn't have to
wild.
see that show, I would have got another one. I'm still thinking about it here now. Like that was really that for a crazy person. Like for Tommy Toon, who's all about food, that might be worth the price of admission alone. Because that was crazy.
Oh, Tommy Toon's gonna go nuts for that stuff. Absolutely. Now, Tones is in the house. Tones, we love you, brother. We absolutely love you.
Oh,
Tones is in the house. We did a great show, actually, a live show last night. Tones and Mr. Webba and myself. Really, really good time. But it's always good to see Tones. And everybody at home, make sure you subscribe to Tones_TV on YouTube. He does a lot of like Game of Thrones, Marvel, more studio side stuff. But he's family here at OG55. We love Tones. So make sure you subscribe to him. And he's saying, we got to go to Epic Universe. We got to plan a big
let's do
trip,
it
Wizard. We got to plan a big trip, man.
because you gotta, yeah. I mean, you got to go. I mean, like this queue, for example. Boy, it's long. I thought it was gonna end like 5 times, and then they kept going. But the Harry Potter queue was super cool going through the Flu Network and that reveal of the drag of the ministry area. And the ride is pretty awesome too. I mean, I thought it was awesome. It can be very nauseating for other people. Like my wife got very nauseated there, but it was super smooth. I thought, like it was purposefully have moments that are like this, but it's like it's like a bigger Transformers vehicle. It's like if you were to put the Tower of Terror ride vehicle on a Transformers type of situation there. So it can be
Okay.
a little bit dicey for some people, but it's not like rough. It's like smooth, but like purposely rough at times. The screens were so impressive. So at some points you can't even tell like what's real and what's a screen, and that's the coolest part for me. I was like, "Well, this is great!" And
Dude,
then,
that's crazy. Well, let me ask you a question. So about the Harry Potter ride,
hmm
how do you rank them, right? And I know we talked about this the other day when we were all hanging out,
hmm
but for the audience, like in terms of like Forbidden Journey, Ministry of Magic, Gringotts, in terms of the Harry Potter rides, we have a pretty good roster now of Harry Potter
we
stuff.
do, yes, and actually,
Is this your favorite
I was gonna
or
make a cool video about this. Yes, I my my personal rankings, I put Hagrid's at number one. Now Hagrid's, now that's one of my favorite rides of all time. Ooh, that was incredible. Hagrid's, then Ministry, then or no, sorry, Hagrid's. Hmm, I like Gringotts too. I think okay, I do Hagrid's and Gringotts because they're part roller coaster, and then Ministry, and then Forbidden Journey, and then Hippogriff. That is my
okay,
ranking.
okay,
I don't
all
like
right.
Forbidden Journey too much because claustrophobia, and also it stops quite often. Um,
Oh,
but
bro,
and
that
also the screens
claustrophobia
are
hits me on that one.
okay. Yeah, I know. It's like kind of weird, but the screens are getting kind of faded too. But I like the animatronics portions. If it was all animatronics, I think it would be a little higher. But yeah, Ministry is super cool because at least for now the screens are super cool. Also, it's not claustrophobic. It's because it's Tower of Terror ride vehicle, so it's much more spacey and much more comfortable. That the restraint from the because it's just a seatbelt, the restraint instead of the over the shoulder, right? So because you're just in the Tower of Terror, you're in an elevator, so it's just
Right.
like just a little seatbelt. The seats are like very comfortable, almost like this. I almost feel like as comfortable as this seat right here. So I mean, that's why I think that's also why I was loving it so much. I was like, I can be here all day. I don't care what's going on out there because I just like the movements of what's happening. Great stuff. Great improvement on that. I wish there was more animatronics, but I know it's Harry Potter. They seem to like screens all over the place. So
Yeah.
I'll take it. And the queue, once again, the queue could arguably be better than Variety because it was just absolutely gorgeous.
Well, no, it's gorgeous. I mean, like the Harry Potter stuff. Even when you watch it on YouTube, is like jaw dropping. So I can't even really fully imagine or wrap my head around what that shit looks like in person because it's probably crazy. Now, you mentioned to me too How to Train Your Dragon, and Alan mentioned this as well. That land is an absolute banger, and that Hiccups coaster is really really fun. You want to elaborate on that?
Oh, yes. The Hiccups coaster. Well, the land is like the biggest, so it's super cool, and it looks really good at nighttime too. But it looks great during the day. I wanted to go play on the jungle gym, but I ran out of time. But it's a massive play area for really it seems like all ages. And then we have the show. The show was super awesome because Toothless flies over you 2 times, and it's like a musical, and they're good singers, and it's a cool little cute storyline. It was very nice. And the Hiccups coaster by far the best thing, one of the best things that Epic Universe might be the
Wow.
best one because that one was super cool. It's like a little mini Hagrid's, and the coaster is fun, but it's the scenery. Like if it was if that same coaster was placed at like Six Flags and was over a parking lot, it wouldn't be nearly as cool. But
Yeah.
because you go over the water and then under the bridge. Woo-hoo, that was incredible. And there's a Hiccup and Toothless animatronic, and then there's Hiccup and those little baby dragon egg animatronics, and then you do like a little backwards and a little double launch there.
Dude,
That
that's
is
crazy.
such a cool coaster. I rode it at nighttime and daytime. I don't know if I liked which ones I liked better, but I liked them really the same. Like that was like, and the on-ride soundtrack, you have that iconic How to Train Your Dragon test drive music playing as you go. Shoo! I was like so good. Um, that's one of the coolest things I've ever been on. I can go on that all day long.
Well,
That was
well,
really
now,
good.
Wizard, you and I are very similar in terms of our style when it comes to coasters, right?
Hmm.
Like, you and I will probably not ride Hollywood Drift because, we're both not into that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe we
too
will, maybe we
intense
won't. We'll
for
see.
me.
Yeah, a little too crazy for me as well. Team gift shop, right? We'll wait for everybody in the
Right.
gift shop, have fun. But like for Hiccups though, it's like that. Is it like that? Really, that kind of that Goldilocks middle ground where it's like it's thrilling, but it's not like crazy where you're uncomfortable.
Yeah, Hiccups Hiccups and Hagrid's are both just like Hagrid's a little more intense, so it's a little more fun. Should I rank it above Hiccups? But Hiccups is just perfect, like for everybody. Like as long as you meet the height requirement, anyone can go in there, and I feel like they won't be like scared or won't be too intense for them at all because it'll just really just you are gliding. I mean, it's just so smooth. You're like this, woo, woo, and then you look at all the people, and all the people
Just
like
like
wave
that,
at
Wizard.
you.
Just like that.
It's like wee, yes, just like wee. Oh, so great, so graceful, so gliding, and then you dive through the stands like such a cool moment. And yeah, there's no like big drop or anything, and it's not too fast. It doesn't feel too fast. I think feel like it goes fast as Space Mountain or so.
Yeah.
But you know, that's like a perfect ride. I think everyone here in the chat will really enjoy it if they haven't gone it already.
Okay, I'll check it out for sure. I'll do that one for sure. Now, Animaniac here is asking, did you like Stardust Racer? Do you want to fill them in
See,
on that one?
Stardust Racers, see, that one is too intense for me, but my wife loved it. She loved it on both sides. She said the green side was a little more, just a scooch more intense, but she went on both sides back to back, and she would have gone another time, but we wanted to do something else. So absolutely loved it. So I think if she liked it, then you guys will like it. So
Yeah. Yeah, we
it
were
is again
watching.
looks very graceful. Looked very and it's super cool at nighttime. So oh my goodness. I took so many videos of those trains all lit up at nighttime. I was like, wow, that was a go. I just sat there and watched them because that was beautiful to me. That's as good as me going on the ride, just watching the trains go around. I love that stuff.
Well, we were watching on Alan's phone the other day. We were watching his point of view video for Stardust, right? And you and I were like, "That's pretty smooth. Like maybe we could do that one because it wasn't like as crazy as I was expecting it. I mean, at least
Yeah,
on the video,
it was
right?
almost just like a big hiccups, which hiccups is great. So yeah, maybe next time I'll give the yellow side a try for Stardust over there because it looks very graceful. It's like a massive hiccups almost, you
Yeah.
know. And hopefully it's working right now. It's close. Yeah, let's talk about Epic's maintenance issues. Stardust is under expected closure that keeps getting extended. So hopefully it'll be back up in March. But yeah, I'll have to check it out. Hopefully next year when I go back, if I go
Uh-oh.
back.
Well, that dovetails into Raphael's question. All right, when are we getting the OG's Epic walkthrough? All the cool kids are doing it. Yeah, I want to go.
Come
If I
on.
Yeah, I want to go when I finally go to Epic Universe. I gotta have Wizard with me, and I gotta have Robert with me. Robert White, he's a Universal
Yes,
expert as well.
please.
But like, I want to check this place out. I've never even been to Universal Orlando. Unfortunately, the one time I went to Florida, I did Disney World. Right, I did Disney
Mhm.
World. Unfortunately, we also did a cruise, and I spent a little too much money on the alcohol on that cruise. It caught up with us, and then I didn't I had to forfeit my Universal part of that trip, so that kind of sucks. I have an annual pass for the Disney parks over there, so that I was fine with that, but the Universal stuff it didn't pan out. But next time I go, I want to hit up the Universal stuff because I'm really curious about Epic. I'm really curious about IOA. I've seen videos. I've told Wizard this many times, but it bears repeating. I've seen a lot of videos of the entrance to Islands of
Mhm.
Adventure, and that's one of my favorite, at least from videos. That's one of my favorite entrances of all time. I love the soundtrack or the score when you walk in. I'm really curious about that. Also, want to check out the studio park and see what it has to offer. So, Raphael, I'm definitely going to do it. I don't know when exactly. I'm definitely going to do it, but when I do, I'm sure it'll be with Wizard. So, absolutely.
Yes, please, because oh man, I can't wait to see all your reactions to all the great things. I think you'll be able to ride at Epic. You'll be able to ride all but two rides, oh maybe three, all but three of the rides there, which is pretty great. It's almost like all of them.
Yeah, no, exactly. And for me, that's fine because I'm a vibe guy. So I can like just walk around, I can enjoy the scenery. I'm cool. Like, for that's plenty for me to do. Robert here said you get to ride ET again. I know, Robert, I am so
That's right.
mad. They got rid of our ET Wizard. What were they doing,
I
man?
so sad. Luckily, I wrote it my one and only time last time. So good.
Yeah.
So I love that ride. It's so cool though. It's like a big Peter Pan. I was like, oh, this is cool. I like this a lot.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. And Remy D here says Stardust has a noticeable rattle when I wrote it in August. I definitely prefer hiccups to Stardust because of the theming. Did Elizabeth mention any kind of rattle or anything when she went on it, a wizard, or no?
She did not, but that doesn't
Okay.
mean it's not there because she could just be having an amazing time having someone scream, and she's probably maybe she didn't notice it. But I did. I think I asked her if it was smooth. I think she said it was smooth enough. I don't know. I'll have to ask her
Okay.
again.
Okay. And Ron here says I am going ASAP and cannot wait. I am obsessed with the Universal Classic Monsters. Yeah, me too. I love
Well,
that.
I think Ron has to book his trip with me. Come on, Ron.
Hey, hit Wizard up. He's a travel agent, but he says here, regardless of reality, Dark Universe will be my favorite part of the park. Honestly, I was really doubtful. I was doubtful of that land because I was like, okay, it's 100-year-old franchise, right? I used to debate this stuff with Vash Sky on here like 5 years
Mhm.
ago, and it turns out, and I'm willing to eat crow. It turns out he was right. He was, I mean, and you too, Wizard. You guys were right because this area, this Darkmoor, looks absolutely insane, dude. And it probably will be my favorite part too, because I really think it looks really dope, dude.
My
You know?
goodness, Darkmoor at nighttime
Oh,
blew me
bro.
away. I mean, they have this whole lighting element that goes through the whole land. It's pretty cool. And then they have the burning blade. I saw that in the daytime, not the nighttime because it was windy, but even in the daytime, the burning blade was awesome. And then the Monsters Unchained, which I actually have some merch. I got a shirt from Monsters Unchained. I got a wallet from Monsters Unchained. I got a whole bunch of Monsters Unchained merch because they have some pretty sick stuff. But the best part about that thing was how big the animatronics are. I mean, ooh,
Yeah.
Universal likes to put them in your face. I love it. You know, imagine the big dragon on Forbidden Journey, or the mentors. It's like it's a little bigger than those guys, but a whole bunch of them all in your face. And I'm like, oh my! And the Phantom with his fire, he's playing his thing, and he goes, "Roar."
Well, and that's the thing too, Wizard. That's the thing too that I love about that because the Universal Monsters really built that whole studio.
Mhm.
Very similar to like how Mickey and then like the princesses really built Disney. Those monsters are so important to the history of Universal. So they really do deserve like a show-stopping e-ticket spectacular. So I'm glad that that ride doesn't spare any expense and they just go balls out. You know,
Oh,
that franchise you need to do that. I mean, that's what
mhm.
Universal is. You know,
It's
so
really is like one of the most perfect rides out there. My favorite ride at the park, one of my favorite rides ever. I rode it so many times, or 2 times, but more than most uh,
yeah,
of other rides are out there. And they have it's the newer version, so the movements are a little smoother. There's new movements on the vehicle, like you getting thrusted forward like that. And then it was some pretty crazy stuff. And there's like, wow, there's like some jump scares in there. And then
right.
there's a wide open vehicle so you can see everything. So it's not claustrophobic. It's so great. And then there's
Love it.
like haptic in there. So you can feel like when the bats come out or someone's like punching you, you feel it in your back. And I was like, whoa, this is so cool. Like, this is way upgraded.
That's
I was
amazing.
like,
That's
incredible. And OG, let me tell you something. There's not, you don't go by without like more than 5 seconds without seeing animatronic. There's so many animatronics in there. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the most animatronics Universal's ever done on a ride. I was like, wow, they're everywhere.
That's incredible. I love to see it. I love to see it. I love to hear that. Now okay, so I paused it here because what's up,
Mhm.
Vinton? It's good to see you too, brother. Um, I wanted to pause it here. This is Pizza Moon. This is a pizza place, right? Over at Epic
Yes.
Universe. This place looks crazy cool inside. What kind is it is it like a buffet style? Like or you walk up and you just grab and go, or is it sit down or
So
how
I
what kind of restaurant?
when I was going around, and I think it's sit down. I didn't eat there, but I was looking around because I want to see the theming. Because I mean, look at this. Right. So we went in there, and it looked like it was kind of a sit down. Most of the things at Universal Orlando is you go to the table and you scan a QR code. Even for the crepe, it was like this. You either mobile order it or scan a QR code, and then they bring it to your table. So I assume that's how it was like here because I didn't see anybody waiting in line or anything. So I assume that's how it's like, which is pretty cool because I mean, look at this. All of this, most of this, by the way, is moving. It's just it's moving, and then there's like something happening on the stage over there, and it fits in this celestial vibe going on. I was like, what a crazy looking restaurant. But I mean, look at it. Like, this is the coolest restaurant I've ever seen. I was like,
Yeah.
wow. I mean, look at this. I don't even know what's happening. Oh, that's them cooking the pizza. But I mean, this is a restaurant, y'all. This is a pizza place. I mean, that's insane to me. In the Atlantic, I didn't go in there, but the fish on the ceiling of Atlantic move, and it's all glass. And the restaurants, almost every single one of the restaurants is pretty well themed. Even the Oak and Star Tavern, which I ate at, pretty well themed. And they even Oak and Star Tavern has live entertainment inside the restaurant while you eat. There's people singing. That was really nice touch.
Yeah, I love that. I'll go back to it, but I love let me go ahead and get back to Pizza Moon. I love this kind of this Jules Verne
Hmm.
sort of like aesthetics that I got going on with this place. This looks really, really cool, man. Now, did you eat at the other place, the I think it's the Blue Dragon? Did you guys get a
I
chance to
did
eat over there?
not, but I saw it. It looked also great at night. We only ate at Epic. We only ate at the Oak and Star Tavern because I had some really good barbecue. I even had double helpings because it was just so darn good. But we peeked inside all the other restaurants just to see the theming of it all because they looked all of them looked pretty great inside. I was like, nothing looked generic, and that's the whole park. Nothing looked generic. Even the main lockers in front of the park are in that same celestial type of vibe. But then they have this massive rock work right next to them. Now, this massive rock work, you will never see it unless you go to the lockers. But they still put it there anyway, which is insane. I'm like,
Love
that's the
it.
type of dedication we love.
Oh yeah, no, I love that. I love that when you put the work in for areas that are not really heavily like trafficked with a lot of people. Okay, kudos to Universal for that. I love to see that. Ace Ventura, which I love your name, by the way, dude. Ace Ventura, that is
I
amazing.
know, that's so cool.
I love
And
that.
the thumbnail, I love.
That is top tier. That is top tier. But he said, or she, I don't know, I don't want to misgender. But Ace said, I thought Burke was the best theming in a land in the park. The family coaster was great. Yeah, right. Hiccups. We talked about that a little bit
Yeah,
ago, Wizard, right? Pretty amazing.
the statue, the water. That one is fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Well,
fantastic.
yeah. And Raphael here says that's the best part of Epic. The food, it's like Disneyland, where you can get good food anywhere in the park, which in Orlando is not normal outside of Epcot. Now, here at Wizard, you and I, we are Californians, man. We have the best
Mhm.
food in the country. We have the most amazing Mexican food. We got great Asian food. We got a lot out here, right? So as
Mhm.
Californians, it takes a lot to impress us in the food department. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
but Epic comes through though, from what you had.
Epic does, and not even just Epic, but City Walk, particularly Big Fire and City Walk, had one of the best steaks I've ever had in my entire life. I was like, wow.
What's that place called?
Big Fire. It's like it's called Big Fire American Fair and City Walk. They have this massive. The whole thing is like smoking like you're at a campfire. So they smoke everything as if you're like in the woods at a campfire, and it was so good. I was like,
Okay.
oh my god, the steak was like on par or even better than like Roots Chris or like Morton's. Or like I really enjoyed it. I was like, that was incredible. So that's why I was so sad when we went to the Paddlefish for Valentine's Day in Disney Springs and had
Right.
steak, and it was just so much worse. I was like, oh, and more expensive. I was like, oh man.
Now, now that big fireplace, I've heard good things about that place too. Not just from you, but a lot of people have said that that place is really good.
Yeah, I think every time we go to Orlando, definitely have to go there at least one time because it was worth the price for sure. And they were a very nice customer service. But there was no one in there when we went. I guess we went there maybe a little too early. We were at 5:45, but it started. There was a line when we went out. But I was like, good thing we made it here early because we are got served fast. It was the space itself is humongous. The high ceilings. It was really nice. Nice atmosphere, nice food, nice staff, and someone even hinted. That's when we talked to our waiter, and he said that the president of or vice president of City Walk Orlando recently shifted over and became the vice president of City Walk Hollywood, and he wants to bring some of those Orlando concepts out here to Hollywood. So I was like, so he said, don't be surprised if in 1 to 2 years, Big Fire comes over here, and
Oh,
I
bro.
almost fell out of my seat with excitement. So I
Well,
hope
bro,
that's true.
and I believe it was you who told me you put me up on Vivo, the Italian place over at
Mhm.
City Walk out here in Hollywood, right?
So good.
Dude, I loved it. I thought it was freaking fantastic. I had the what was that? The Parmigiani, or I can never pronounce it. I'm an Italian and I don't know how to pronounce any of this stuff. But anyway, it was really good, dude. I mean, that place is legit, you know. Now, Storybook here says, Wizard, was there any streetmosphere in Celestial Park when you were there? I saw Bricky's video and there was someone singing on one side. Did you see any of that?
Oh yeah, so right by Oaken Star Tavern, they have a band shell, and there was a band playing out there too, um, which is really cool. I think that was the only street fair I saw, um, that when I was there. But yeah, there was some bands playing in the little band shell and in Oaken Star Tavern, and you can go ahead and watch all the. You can sit in the eventual show area, that big stadium seating area, and just watch the fountains do a little daytime show there every so often, which is pretty cool too. And Vivo,
Very good.
yes, Vivo was good in Orlando too, but it's unfortunate. So Orlando has paper menus, while over here we have more permanent menus. And we were curious why, and they said it's because they switch out a lot of stuff all the time in Orlando. So because of that, my favorite thing, the salmon, was not available. I was
Oh,
massively disappointed. I was like, oh my god, and I got something else, and it was good, but it wasn't as good as the salmon. So because of that, I'm gonna have to say Vivo in Hollywood is a bit better than in Orlando because I came back to Hollywood and got my salmon last weekend. Ah, the world was right again.
I love it. No, Vivo is legit, dude. I can't wait for that Korean barbecue place to open up over here.
Oh yes, should be so freaking good. I can't wait either.
That's gonna be amazing. Now, Raphael here says you were trying to find Scuba Steve at Paddlefish.
I know. He took my money. I was trying to get it back, man. I was trying to get it back. Maybe he should have. Scuba Steve should have also taken the ingredients, the food, because maybe they would force him to be a little bit better at some better tasting food over there.
No, absolutely. Now, Scuba Steve, is that the dude who stole from the boathouse?
Yeah,
who he's referring to?
that's who
Okay.
they did the scuba diver, and I think they stole like $20,000 of stuff, and then they scuba dived back. I was like, oh, wow.
Did they ever
That's
catch
cool.
that guy or no?
I think so. I don't know.
Hey, this guy, man.
Maybe
Yeah,
they
I haven't heard
didn't
any.
know. I think
You know,
maybe they didn't because I don't know. I didn't hear about an arrest or anything.
yeah, man. That dude got away with it. That's wild. Raphael here said what an inside job. Yeah, probably. It's probably like
Yeah,
an
like
employee, right?
that seems like totally impossible for just a total like someone random to do.
Yeah. Now
Straight
Robert
up
here
scuba
says that they
diving.
did not catch him. He's
Yeah,
still
so
out on
he's
the.
out there. He's probably in Cuba or something.
Yeah, exactly, man. Smoking a Cuban cigar, man. This guy, yeah, he said he got away scot-free, and that was like a year ago. They still haven't gotten this guy.
No, like that. No, when he's super old, I'm sure he'll probably write a book and like, here's how I stole from Disney, or the story of the paddlefish. And he'll be like 90, so like, arrest me, I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not gonna
exactly.
die anyway.
Yeah, right. And by the time they catch him, maybe the statute of limitations runs out or something. You
Yeah,
never
I
know.
know. Like, because I am curious about how that all worked out. Like, I hope he comes out with the book because I'll certainly read that. That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, Robert here says that he parked at Saratoga Springs and swam from there. That is
That's
crazy.
insane.
That is absolutely crazy. Now, you also went to Disney too, right? When you were down there this past trip?
Just Disney Springs and the Disney Boardwalk
Okay.
Hotel, which is very nice. A hotel and boardwalk area. Which we saw the Epcot fireworks show and the Magic Kingdom one at the same time. Pretty cool fireworks. Luminous seems like a great show. Um, it was $214 to go in that one day if I wanted to see it, so we didn't. But Magic Kingdom looked like it had a great show. It's farther away, but looked like more generic fireworks, but like typical like Castle Park fireworks. But the Luminous had a whole bunch of different fireworks types. It was pretty cool, so I wouldn't mind seeing the show one day when I get back to Disney World, hopefully
Yeah.
soon.
No, absolutely. No, we just saw some footage from your video, and everybody at home just want to remind you to make sure you subscribe to Theme Park Wizard on YouTube. But you went on Donkey Kong, right?
Yes,
What did you think? Because that was a highly anticipated attraction for this park. Did you like it, love it, not like it? What were your thoughts, Wizard?
I loved Donkey Kong. Oh my goodness, Donkey Kong was my third favorite ride at the park. And you know what? I know it's horrible capacity, but boy, I sure wish it comes over here. I'd ride that every single time. Oh my god, it was so good. And actually,
Well,
just the Donkey Kong Land, I think it's way better than the Super Nintendo World section or the Mushroom Kingdom section, simply because the music. I love the little drums of the music and like whole jungle vibe. That's another place I can like in Super Nintendo World over there. It's kind of like really big, with a lot of stairs and kind of like hectic. But I can see myself just chilling in Donkey Kong Land, country, all day. It was so good. And also I like the coaster goes around the entire land. So it adds that kinetic energy, just like with Incredicoaster and Pixar Pier, that same type of thing. It adds that kinetic energy. I love it. And it's so cool watching everyone have fun on the coaster, even when you're not on the coaster. It's really
so
awesome.
how was the track jump? How did that feel?
Pretty cool. It's a little like rough, but it's like supposed to be rough. And it's funny, it wasn't rough at all when I sat in the back. But when I sat in the front, I was more noticeably rough. But like it was supposed to be as you're jumping over the track. I had a hoot. I went on them with little kids like behind me. They had a great time. And you don't even see I didn't even see like the real track, below hand. The theme track really covers it up. And there's animatronics on the ride. The indoor part, I remember in Japan there was a little bit of a like a light bleeding issue. It wasn't an issue here. Didn't even notice the sun coming in at all. It was properly lit and dark in there in the little show scene, and it goes by in like a couple of seconds anyway. But it was really cool. I was like, this is one of the coolest rides. So we got a daytime and night ride on that one because it was so cool. Again,
Awesome.
it was 3 hours when we went in, but we had express. So we waited about 20 minutes. But
You got that special access wizard? That
yeah,
special access?
I only had Brian Roberts said, you're not waiting any lines. Come on, get up here. Here's the card. But yeah, it was so cool. I really, 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 really wanted to come over here just for my own selfish reasons because
Is there a chance? Like, do we have it? Because you're tapped
you
into
know
like the rumor mill. Is it possible?
I don't know. I kept hearing on and off, and now it's off. I haven't heard anything in a while. So, but fingers crossed because boy, a nice family coaster like that, we could definitely need it. Yes, Mr. Tim, I got express we had a 3-park 3-day express. So we didn't really wait more than 20 minutes in any of the parks we went to. Even for Hagrid's, which had a 4-hour line, we only made it about 30 minutes for that one, which was great because otherwise it would have been a long line, but it was so worth it. I would wait the 4 hours, but I'm just too used. You know what? I have to express when I go to Universal Parks because I have express on my pass here, and Elizabeth does too. So we're like spoiled, We're like, oh, we don't wait in lines here, so why do we gotta wait in lines over there? We're like, got it.
Yeah.
And we had express at Portofino Bay the last time, so we've never really waited in a traditional line in Orlando. So I'm like, you can't. You start from the top, you can't go down.
You can't go back. You can't go back. And that's the thing. Universal's Express really does work though, because it is more expensive, right? But you have less people in the system. So when you pay for it, you actually get faster.
You can zoom right to the front, almost right to the front. But it's like, yeah, it's much better. Like you actually see the value instead of having an express line like jump all the way out to the land like it does at Disneyland. And there's no like times, the reserving times. You just go, you just go.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, Ron here says theme park wizard is so authentic and earnest. I believe your opinions because they're genuine, so refreshing in the space. Don't ever change theme park wizard. And I agree with Ron. Ron, Wizard is a really good dude. We're close off camera as well. We hang out all the time. We're really close, and he's a really good, honest guy. And I love this man. And yeah, man, he especially with Universal, Wizard knows his stuff. He knows his stuff, man. So make sure yeah.
Speaking of things that I want to come to Hollywood, besides Donkey Kong, the facial recognition stuff. Boy,
oh, okay. Let's talk about that.
Unexpected surprise. Back to Remy D's question. Celestial Park, yes, but the facial stuff blew me away. I mean, it's different at Epic versus the other parks. They're starting to integrate the Epic stuff into the other parks. But for example, at Universal Orlando or the other two parks, they have it for Express, but they don't have it for the locker system, at least for Mummy and Men in Black and Hagrid's. I believe. I don't think we used facial for Hagrid's. But you still have to show your ticket, which is still a good system. It's like with Harry Potter now here in Hollywood, OG. You scan your ticket and the locker opens. That's what it's like in Orlando for everywhere. But Epic, and this is great because I hate having to remember my number. Yeah, just look at it, and then it opens the door for you. And then all you have to know is the number of the bank, like the 1 through 5 or whatever. You just have to remember that number, and then it just opens. You don't have to remember like locker 2-15 because it just opens for you with your face. It was the
crazy.
most convenient thing I've ever seen in my life, and it made that price of admission worth it. I was like, bring it here immediately.
Well, even at Universal Hollywood, right? Where it's like I recently went to Disneyland, and like when you go to get your locker, you find the locker number, then you got to punch in your code and the whole thing.
Oh, that too! I forgot Disneyland has the code. I hate that. I never really get lockers at Disneyland, but I forgot it does do the stupid code thing.
They do the stupid code thing, but at Universal, I remember it was like you just scan your annual pass.
The ticket. Yeah, you scan the ticket and then it opens, which is great. I mean, that's fantastic. So I'm hoping the next step is the thing at the Universal thing. And apparently Velocicoaster has this, but again, too intense for me, so I'm not going on that. So I didn't know they had this this locker system, but they have the double-sided lockers where I mean Velocicoaster has it, but now everywhere in Epic and even Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift is gonna have it, where you open up the locker in Orlando, at least at Epic with your face, right? And you put it in. But the locker is double-sided. So on the exit, when you come out the exit, you come to the lockers again, but it's a different position. So you're not mixing with all these other people because your stuff gets pushed and then you open it from the other side and take it out. Such a simple idea, but it hasn't been done before until Velocicoaster, which is so great. I'm like, hello, so easy. Why doesn't everybody do that? You're not
No,
mixing with people and frustrating yourselves. It's just so easy. I just
yeah.
can't believe it hasn't been done before until now.
No, I know. And the facial recognition stuff. I mean, I know a lot of people have concerns with that in terms of like, overreach, privacy
Mhm.
issues. I'm like, for me, I'm beyond all that at this point. You
I
know
mean, come
what?
on, look. This has all my information right here.
Exactly,
That's
bro.
what I
I
was
mean,
trying to say. I'm like,
yeah, everything you do now, every purchase you make online, everything we do in this new world, all these companies have all your data. It does at this point, it doesn't even matter. I gave up even caring at this point, right? So
exactly.
the facial scan stuff, it is what it is. Raphael here says the lockers are great, and they are also located outside of each land entrance at the back of the concierge.
That's nice.
Interesting.
And it's nice that also which one? Looks like Tron at Magic Kingdom has the same two-sided. Yeah, everyone should have the same two-sided locker system from now on because it's so convenient. I love it so much, and I hope
Yeah.
it is coming out here in Hollywood. But I hope all future rides go get that. Oh, Robert Parsons, member for 15 months. Thank you, Robert. He
Yes.
lives in
Rob.
Australia.
Awesome. Awesome. Now Vinton here said, do almost all of the big rides have lockers at Epic Wizard?
Yes. All the rides at Epic are like Monsters has lockers, Stardust has lockers, and Metal Detectors. And Hiccups has lockers. That is it though. Ministry can bring a backpack because it's the big vehicle. Curse the Werewolf might have lockers. I'm not sure. Elizabeth I didn't go on that one because it spins too much. I get motion sickness. So Elizabeth went on that one. So I don't know if she needed a locker. Or if you can bring that one. I feel like you may be able to bring yourself, but I have no idea. But the other three, those three for sure have lockers. Donkey Kong, I put my backpack under me, so it's not too bad. So at least um, the three have lockers.
The big,
So
the big, the
not
big
too
three.
bad. Yeah,
The big three. Not referring to anything hip hop related. We're talking about the big three,
that's
right?
right. And then I know you just said the question said Epic, but at Islands of Adventure, the lockers, the coasters have lockers. It's like Hulk and like Velocicoaster and Hagrid's have lockers for sure. I think that may be it, but I'm not entirely sure. And
Right.
at Universal Studios Florida, Men in Black. I was surprised. Men in Black has lockers. I'm like, I have to put my stuff in a locker for this. And the ride
Right.
vehicles like the same as Mario Kart. So I'm like, but maybe because it's more open, so stuff can maybe fall out. But I don't know. That was kind of annoying because my microphone, it's magnetic, so it got stuck to the top of the locker. I'm like, where'd it go? And then the guy opens it and it's just chilling at the top. I'm like, oh, there you are, stupid
There it is.
stupid mic. And that whole locker area is kind of chaotic. It's kind of old. But
Yeah.
Queen Gods has lockers, but not too many areas have lockers. I feel like, which is pretty nice. And when you do have a locker, it's pretty convenient. It's not like certainly no code. I forgot Disney does that code.
I hate the code stuff. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. It's Florentine. It's OGSU. It's Florentine. They are easy about it. If you don't want to do the facial recognition to show your ID, no big deal, and you're in. You are in. I love it.
That's nice. Although for me personally, I would hate having to pull out my wallet all the time. But yes, if you don't like that, then look at that. You have the ID.
There it is. And we got 70 people watching. I appreciate everybody for joining us
70.
today.
70
70.
years of magic. Go get your 70 years of magic after hours tickets right now. They're still on sale. Disneyland After Dark. Let's go.
Let's go. Hit up Wizard. He's a travel agent. He can hook you up with that for sure. But Ace Venturo here says I had like 14 $3 locker rental charges after my last trip to Universal.
Yeah, that is so fun. And so they have the free one. So this is one thing I don't like about Universal Orlando. And they're bringing it over here. They brought it over here with Harry Potter too. And Mummy. So here they used to have the big lockers, like normal size lockers, for free. You put your backpack in, and they had even bigger ones for $5. But in Orlando, now they are converting them here. They have these skinny things, like literally only like this water bottle and my phone could fit in the free ones because they're skinny rectangles. And the
Crazy.
normal ones that used to be free are now the $3. So yeah, I did rack up quite a few charges because I had my backpack, so I can't fit in there. So my backpack could barely fit in some of those $3 ones. Um, yeah, so that is kind of annoying, but at least it's not too much money. And if you don't have a backpack, or if someone's not riding the ride, you can just hand it over to them, or just go to All Day Locker at the front. But they do kind of rack up if you don't have a backpack, you know. So just be aware.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And Ace
even here for
Ventura.
Hollywood Drift, those same things. They'll have the small lockers, and so you can't escape it in like Hollywood either.
No, you can't. Well, let me ask you while we're on that topic, when is that? That's coming. I mean, that's going to open pretty soon ish.
Yes, it's gonna open in the summertime, but there's some problems with the spinning, so they don't know an exact date. But once they get the rotation testing fixed, because they all won't rotate at the same time. But once they do, then they'll give us a date. But I know they're aiming for Memorial Day, but hopefully they can make it. But they they want to err on the side of caution, so that's why they give the summer period and not
Yeah.
just a date
And,
so
and
far.
and I gotta say to all our friends in Florida, I because I know a lot of I know Tim, you're in Florida, I believe, and we have a lot of friends in Florida. I'm telling you, I'm not even a coaster guy, but this coaster track looks crazy cool in person. I mean, it is insane, dude. It's really, really impressive. I'm looking forward to like not even necessarily riding it, but just seeing that kind of like just cycle through the day with the spinning and all
Me
that stuff. I think
too.
it's be pretty
And I
cool.
can't wait
Yeah.
to watch everybody and else scream and have a great time as they go above me on the escalators. They're like, "Oh, that's crazy!"
Yeah, and I liked how the Scream shields are the same aesthetic as the Starway. I
Mhm.
think that was really cool to kind of match
Well,
that. I like
it's
that.
funny because the Scream Shield, the brand new glass, it looks so nice. Gosh, they're putting the Starway to shame. The Starway looks dirty as compared to that. I hope they'll give it a little clean because the Scream Shields on the glass up there is kind of taking away the thunder of the Starway. So
Uh-oh.
I hope they give it a little power wash. Watch, you'll see when you go next time. Look up top and look at the down at the escalator. Like, ooh, wow, yeah, one's definitely old.
Yeah, I might go this weekend actually because it's been a couple weeks. It's been a couple weeks since I've been to Universal. I've been getting the bug. I've been wanting to go
That's
back. So.
right. Oh, and by the way, semi-related Universal folks in California, King Kong is closed. It'll reopen on March 14th, and without the 3D glasses. So no more 3D on the studio tour. It's March
No,
14th.
no more 3D. It seems like Universal is really pulling back from the 3D stuff. I mean, is that like a
Yes,
trend you're kind of seeing, Wizard?
I
Or
definitely, yeah, and probably for guest response and to save some money. But as Disney gives us 3D glasses to put on Avengers, a new Avengers ride, Universal's taking them away from their
I,
what 10, 11-year-old King Kong ride. So
I don't
we'll
know
see how
why
that
we're.
works out.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know why they're going. I don't know why they're. And this is the funny thing too, Wizard. When they built Runaway Railway with that
Hmm.
2.5D kind of technology,
Hmm.
I was thinking to myself, okay, I think this is the beginning of like technology where it looks kind of there's like dimension to it, but
Hmm.
you don't need glasses.
Yeah,
But
me
they but
too.
but they never went anywhere with it. It was only Mickey's.
Terrible.
It's still doing the stupid 3D crap.
And it's funny because when you look at Ministry of Magic again, the they whatchamacallit, the screens, like I said, they're like it's almost like that 2.5D because you don't have any glasses on there, right? But it looks so high def and you can see like layers in the screen. So it's like 3D but without the glasses. So I don't know why Disney can I mean it's definitely could be done. Uh
Oh, it could be
so
done. Yeah.
again, I wonder how long the glasses will last on the attraction. Like if they'll convert it in a few years, or if they'll won't Star Tours still as 3D, and that's been years, so maybe they'll keep it for a few years. But I wonder how long if they'll change their mind like 5 years and convert it to 2D, or we'll see how,
Well,
or just what the reception of the ride in general is being 3D.
yeah, and it surprises me that they're so in with the 3D because and to May Overton said Disney World got rid of them for Remy. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. That's fair. But Disney seems more bullish on the 3D glasses though than Universal right now, which is interesting because it seems like an added expense. You got to pay cast members
Hmm.
to clean those things. It's like
Yeah,
it's the thing. I
and
don't know
if
why
they get
they're-
lost, you have to buy new ones. So that's another expense. So it's weird, but I don't know. I guess maybe they think, but then and like you said, and like Tomei said, they got rid of him for Remy, probably to do the guest feedback. I think that's what they said. Which so why didn't they use the guest feedback when planning the new Avengers? Right. I don't
I
know.
know. Use that feedback. Come on, Disney. Come on, Josh D'Amaro. I mean, let's make it happen here. Yeah, and especially like for me. Well, I've been wearing my contacts more now, but when I was wearing my
Mhm.
glasses more, like the 3D
Oh,
glasses
that's
are a
the
pain in the butt.
worst. Because I
Yeah,
used to
because
have
you don't want to
glasses. They
scratch
have
your
to put them.
glasses.
You put them. Yeah, you have to either put them over your glasses and like double glasses. Oh yeah, or take them off and then be
You can't
blind for
see.
like 3 minutes. Like it's weird. And again, it's 2026, so and screen technology is proven by Disney themselves that
Yes.
you don't need the glasses. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they'll surprise us because that's something that it's just a screen. So the ride can still be the same and they can make the switch in development. They can just make the screen different. They don't
Yeah.
need to make that doesn't involve changing the ride building or anything. So even though it's enclosed and ready to go, they can still surprise us and maybe take away the 3D element before it's even open, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Robert here says G Prodigy designed the ride vehicles for Hollywood Drift, and I got to give a big shout out to G Prodigy because he is really cool. Like on like Instagram and stuff. Like he
I
interacts
know
with
he
people.
liked my tweet.
Yes, no, he's awesome, dude. Like if you DM him a question, he'll reply back. He's very active with the fandom, and I respect that. So, but he recently liked one of your tweets, Wizard.
Yes, he liked the one of I did Dark Universe and Monsters Unchained with the real lightning strike behind it, and he liked it. I was like, oh, that's nice. He's so nice. He also has the same birthday as me, April 30th.
There it is. There it is. Now, is he more? I know he works for Universal Creative. He's way up on the food chain,
Mhm.
right? But does he focus mostly on Florida, or do they move him around a
I
little bit?
think so. I feel like he does a lot of Florida stuff. I think he had a hand. Well, obviously, look, Velocicoaster, Monsters Unchained. He may have had a hand in Hagrid's. He had a hand in Transformers because he leaves little Easter eggs with his birthday. I think it's like 0430, and then it was like Greg or something or G. Little Easter eggs on the building. So if you look at the Transformers ride building over there, it says 0430G or something. I was like, oh, that's funny. Little
That's
Easter
awesome.
eggs. So he's had rides, mostly Florida stuff, but I mean now he's you know going up all around. He's highly said high in the food chain. So he definitely has a hand in things all over the world, but home based, I'm sure, is Florida. I'm sure that's where he
Yeah.
started. And
Now,
moved it to
Universal's lucky to have him. He's a creative dude. He's really down to earth. So yeah, he's awesome. Tim here says removing 3D from rides designed to be in 3D makes them worse. Kong in Orlando is way worse in 2D. Despicable Me is also a skip without them. That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever gone on an attraction that had 3D and got rid of it. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I went on a Kong in Orlando, but I already had 2D. This was my first time, so I'm only used to it in 2D. And to me, I can totally see why actually 3D would be so good over there. And I feel like it would be really, really cool over there if they kept it. But it wasn't too bad for me in 2D, only because that's the first time I've ever seen it. But I totally see the 3D complaint there. Despicable Me, I definitely like. Well, I haven't read that one in 3D either, but I've only done it in 2D. But I just like that the way that one is. It just seems like it's just a theater. So I'm like, I'm glad I don't have to wear 3D
Is
glasses for this.
is is the infamous Villain Con in 3D, Wizard?
It. I don't think it. No, it is not. Thank goodness. And also those screens are pretty good too. Um, you know, I like if you see the Villain Con screens, Avengers Campus could easily look just like that and be Avengers Infinity Defense could be totally fine, which is very interesting because even both of the Avengers rides have some sort of glasses, right? You have Infinity Defense goggles and then you have the Stark Flight Lab. You have to wear a VR thing, or else you can't see anything of what each mission is. So you both be wearing something, which is so odd. And you have the 3D stuff in Web Slinger. So that's 3 out of the 4 rides. You'll be wearing something at Avengers Campus, which is weird to me.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you completely on that. Ace Venturo here says Hollywood Drift kind of looks like Rock and Roller Coaster and Cosmic Rewind if they had a love child. Is that the vibe? Honestly, kind of, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, yeah,
I mean,
you're just launching off. It's just outdoors, but you're launching off and you have the controlled spin. So, yeah, I can totally see Rock and Roller Coaster and Cosmic at the same time.
absolutely. And James all day says, "What's up? What's going on, James? Always good to see you, man. Always good to see James." Yeah, I went on Cosmic. James all day, all day. I went on Cosmic almost 3 years ago now, which is wild to me. But that ride was crazy, Wizard. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
bro.
I have to try that out. I'm excited for that one. Did you see that? I don't know if you saw. I sent you guys a new Lego Land ride, and it's kind of like a little mini Cosmic Rewind. It spins in the dark too. Oh, well, the control spin is pretty funny.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty cool, man. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, our good friend Mr. Webba, we love Webba, dude.
Webba
Webba's awesome.
Debba.
Webba is awesome, but like he's been following a lot of that Legoland stuff, and he's been kind of keeping us updated. But that ride looks pretty crazy for like that park, like a 40-mile-an-hour launch is nuts for
Legoland be like
Legoland.
the fastest ride in Legoland, which is pretty crazy. All those
It
little
is.
just like, whoa.
What is going on? Well, when I went like last April with Webba and his wife, it was like that. There's a few rides there, like that one. It's like a Goofy Sky School kind of ride.
Yeah, the little Technicoast, the blue one. That one has a steep drop, the blue one.
Dude, you're telling me, man. I was like, damn, I should have had a drink before this ride. It was crazy. it was kind of crazy. But John over here just making it rain. John, make it rain. What is going on? John is in the house, Mr. Make It Rain. Now we do have a question from James all day. Says, can you see Disney building a California Adventure type park and putting all the IPs in there like Star Wars, Marvel, while Hollywood Studios goes back to being a studio? Honestly, James, I don't see it happening, bro. I don't. I think Disney
don't see it either.
Yeah, even Universal is going away from the behind the scenes stuff,
Yeah. It's hard because you can see all this behind the scenes right here on YouTube and stuff. So it's just, I feel like it's hard to do it behind the scenes really anywhere.
Yeah. Now you made a. Now I disagree with you respectfully, but if you want to give everyone at home your idea, because you were saying that the tram tour at Hollywood.
Yes, I think it should totally go away. Because look, it's 415 acres, and that's a lot of room for more experiences that you can't find at home, like at Epic Universe. Give me some Monsters Unchained, okay? Give me some Hagrid's back there. I think it should be significantly shrunken to VIP only or go away because I mean, look, King Kong is already going in 2D. Some people may hate that, so that's a diminishing experience. Some of the sets are being demolished. It should just have virtual tram. Oh, see, all it takes is one person, and then the people that have been thinking it for years will actually, start to agree with you. But yes, it should definitely go away. I know it's not, but it should go away. I'll compromise, like I said, and make it super small and be VIP only, so you can open up a lot of that land for more new lands and experiences. So
You got a lot of people in the chat, Wizard, that's agreeing with Tim. Also saying make it VIP only.
It takes is one person that one person to say the brave thing, and then a lot of people think it, and then they think they'll be crazy if they say it, but they're not crazy.
Hey, Steve Jobs said, it's the crazy ones who change the world, right? And sometimes you come with the bold ideas, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that is interesting. I do believe that would open up quite a bit. Obviously, ideally, I would love to keep it and then just get that golf course, but
or some other portion of
but they're
or
not
if Comcast got the Warner Brothers studio, but stupid Netflix and Paramount, stupid pieces of crap.
Yeah. Oh my God. Don't even get me started on that. I mean, I'm telling you,
Come on,
Wizard,
it's right there. Come on.
no, exactly. And I'm mad right now at the Warner Brothers thing because initially I wanted Comcast to get it. You and I both did. And then Comcast
And
kind
I
of
think
like
the rest of the world did too.
yeah, man. I mean, it was perfect. And then they backed off. They didn't even really try, to be honest, really.
No, they've said, okay, let me throw the hat in the ring. Okay, all right, we're out.
Never mind. We're just kidding. And then I'm like, okay, I was fine. I was kind of sold on Netflix because I'm like, okay, at least with Netflix kind of thinks outside the box a little bit with stuff. And also
Mhm.
there's less redundancy and overlap there with that. Whereas
Mhm.
like Netflix is Hollywood adjacent, but it's not the same business necessarily as
Mhm.
Warner Brothers. So you're not going to have as many layoffs. Well, Paramount buying Warner Brothers, they do the same thing, bro. You know how many layoffs you're going to have with that?
Exactly. Plus, they're very weird guidelines for making movies that they want to do. Weird, weirdo. And their crazy promise they want to do 30 movies a year. They haven't even done half that this year. And
Well, there's not even a market for that,
I
dude. I
know,
mean,
like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I
oh
think
my
the Paramount earnings just came out and they were down. So, I don't know. Weird.
God.
I hope that whatever happens, either it takes so long, someone runs out of money, and maybe Warner Brothers just stays in Warner Brothers, or it takes so long that Ellison runs out of money, and then the Netflix thing just goes through. But that one's kind of weird. He's kind of annoying, He keeps going back and forth and back and forth and back. He's kind of like a big baby and wants to. He doesn't get what he wants, so he's just trying to do whine about it. But
Yeah. I mean, how many times are you going to make that? He made like 10 bids or some shit like that.
I know, like
Come on, bro.
weirdo.
Yeah. If it's like the chick that's not texting you back, just leave it, dude.
Exactly.
It's crazy. I don't know.
In the real world, people can go to jail for that. It's called stalking.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. John over here making it rain. He says the tram is nice because it's a break from the screens. Kind of. We got Kong.
Yeah. Kong was Fast and Furious was a screen, that's gone now, but that's a screen. Kong is a screen. And Universal's newer rides are two screen. I mean, Secret Life for Pets has screens, but animatronics are at the forefront of that attraction. Screens just help it out, which I don't mind that hybrid at all.
No.
I like when the screens help it out. Mario Kart has a lot of sets. If you just ride out and take the thing off, it's all sets. There's some AR stuff. So the newer stuff isn't all really screens, but I get it on the other part.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
it is a nice break. But I mean, come on, nice break or more stuff to do to make it a resort.
There we go. There we go. James All Day says maybe DC Universe and Looney Tunes can still come to Universal if they get a parks deal like they did for Harry Potter. That's a good possibility. That's a really good possibility. We know that I know that Six Flags has the DC rights, but Six Flags is like circling the drain at this point. It's like financially they're struggling like crazy. So they might need the money. So
Exactly, right? Because then an OG alluded to it, but before, as we know, Universal's building a hotel, right? So when you build a hotel, you need some stuff to do. So where are you gonna put that stuff, right?
exactly, 100%.
If you replace things, then it's just the same stuff to do that you already had before. It's just a different thing. But if you expand on out into your big lot, then you can truly make it worthy of a hotel.
Very true. Very, very true. I have Giant Peter here, which every time we say his name, we get demonetized, Wizard. Giant Peter. What is this wizardry I have stumbled upon in the Grove? Yes, we got the one and only Mr. Theme Park Wizard in the house.
In the Grove, LA.
Yes, that's a great little spot, by the way. The Grove. I love the Grove. I love it. I love it. Tim says
the baddies go to at Universal Orlando. I have no idea. There are a lot of Disney people at Cabana Bay, though. Like some Disney gals, you go to Cabana Bay.
You get those single riders. The Disney adult singles. So you go to Cabana Bay right there. Tim says Six Flags would ask for a ton of money for that license that I don't think Universal will be willing to pay. You agree with Tim on that one, Wizard? In terms of like
I do
yeah?
now, but I feel like if you just keep waiting a few years, like if they keep having terrible earnings calls, at one point, you got to be so desperate that you got to just do anything, right? So I feel like if they just wait it out. I mean, hey, they waited this long. They wait like 5 more years. We'll see how Six Flags is doing then.
Yeah, we'll see. But everybody at home, I want to thank everybody. We had Florentine in the house, Giant, Peter, Raphael, Tim. Always good to see Tim. Tim's been a friend of ours for a really, really long time. John, make it rain. Always making it rain. We got Vinton and Ace Venturo. Still love that name. That's awesome. Tones Poppy. Tones Storybook.
Tones Poppy.
Tones Poppy. Oh, Raphael. This is great. Barely. Barely.
Raphael, maybe in a few years or sooner, Six Flags will be a new addition to Monsters Unchained, new animatronic Monsters Unchained, because they'll be as dead as those people in there.
There we go, exactly. And then Little Dragon says here, yo, hi. What's going on, Little Dragon? It's good to see you. Good to see you. So, Mr. Wizard, we're gonna close out this live show. I'm really glad you had a great time at Epic Universe. It was cool. I know how passionate you are about these parks. It was really cool to see you had a great time. But before we get out of here, if you want to remind everybody at home, if they're watching this on OG55, where they can find Mr. Theme Park Wizard on social media, sir.
You can find me over at whatchamacallit, Theme Park Wizard on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and more. You can help me if you want to help support the channel. You can support me on Patreon. We'll be doing some early access to podcasts. You'll get little snippets of my book that I'm writing. I'm posting little snippets of that there, and a whole bunch more. You can also you can book your trips with me to Disneyland, Epic Universe, cruises, and more. You can email me, or you can just DM me at one of those links in the socials right there, and I'll hook you up, because it's time to plan your summer vacation or come to FanFest nights in a couple of months. Find me all those places and more over at Theme Park Wizard.
There he is. I thought for a second there, I thought you were going to say you were going to help people pack. I'm like, wow, that's nice of you, bro.
Yeah, VIP service there.
There it is, VIP. Little Dragon here says, coming over from JP Land 21, D&D like Mondo 5 Fires. I'm in Cali 2. Recent fan, Northern California. Sorry for the mistype. I have a hard time typing sometimes. My bad. No worries, Little Dragon.
I like the excitement that's coming from this post here. I mean, look at this. All caps. It's like he's just jumping for joy.
Oh, hell yeah. And JP Land, awesome creator. And we also have Mr. Mondo from 5 Fires.
Mondo! Go check out his bonfire tonight.
Oh, yeah. He's going to read that article about Daddy Josh.
Daddy Joshy.
Daddy Josh, everybody, I want to thank you for watching this episode of OG55. Subscribe to Theme Park Wizard right now. Like literally, after this show, go there now and subscribe to Theme.
It only takes a second.
It only takes a second, and you won't regret it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching OG55. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and become a member today.